Hi everybody, Ben Detmore here again. I'm with Phil Gatzow, Brian Pullen from the AOMCI, and we have been working on Waterwitch gas tanks today. Phil is the gas tank straightener extraordinaire, and we decided we are going to teach ourselves how to weld aluminum with oxyacetylene. So we are using all-braze flux, aluminum rod, and acetylene torch. So when you light the torch, don't light it like me because I'm a boat hand. You want a very acetylene rich flame. So you don't want to get it too hot. There's a very fine line on that. But you basically want a 2-to-1, the inside tip, you want a very acetylene rich. Phil, you want to brush that? So Phil's gonna brush the tank here to knock the oxidation off the aluminum, and I'm gonna start with just a spot weld on it, and then we'll go around, spot weld it all around in each corner of this patch, and we'll go in and we'll fill in the rest of the gap. So what you want to do is, you'll see that the aluminum will go. You want to get the aluminum just to the point of melting, so you want to get it to right where it gets really shiny, just like so. And the orange flash, or the yellow flash, or however you see it, is the flux.
Okay.
So that's going to be our first spot weld, and then we've got to do the next side. It should be this corner, Phil. That feels pretty even, maybe just a touch high. But they always go a little
actually
low.
that ain't bad. Yeah, none of it's actually.
Okay, want to brush that?
Looking pretty good.
So Phil's using a stainless steel brush to knock the oxidation off.
I think if you keep going, if you get started on this end and go towards you or whatever way you want to go, looks good.
So I start on the tank itself, because the tank is harder to heat than the filler. You can see I'm just adding aluminum rod with flux on it as I move the torch. I'm getting a little hot there. And then I'll go along here a little bit. Okay, now Phil can remove the metal strap. We just taught ourselves how to do this, welding aluminum with oxyacetylene, just a couple weeks ago.
Last week.
So we're just kind of new at it. Phil, can you wire brush me here and here?
I'm going to try thumbing through the safety glasses. This one's pretty bright.
We could do that on the next one. So once I get the tank goes to a sheen and kind of just starts a puddle, then I can add the aluminum rod, just like there, and then I can just keep adding it. If you get a little hole in it, it's not the end of the world, because you can always just go back in and fill it back in again.
flux.
Phil's just going to put some more flux on the welding rod for me, the filler rod. I just warm up the rod a bit. If you get too hot, just move the flame away. We're going low here, Phil. So this is for an old Waterwitch outboard motor. Phil does a lot of these tanks, straightens them out. Best in the biz. Best one around.
Fill this right in here.
Okay.
Got low. Can you brush it?
No, I'm going to put some more over here. A little bit of weld to... Oop, too hot. So I used the aluminum welding rod to fill it in a bit. And that's a complete weld. So we'll grind it off and we'll pressure check it, and we're going to put a shielding over the camera for the next hole. We'll do the next tank.
I actually used the shield on the last one.
It
was better.
So that's it. Okay, everybody,
watching.
Ben Dittmar here again. Okay, we're back to the tank. You can see this side came out pretty decent. So now we're going to do the other side. So that's after the grinding. So we're going to put a little spot weld on it here. Phil wants me to remind everybody that this isn't super easy. Yeah, we started trying to do aluminum just last week or so, but I mean, I've been welding steel with actually acetylene for 20 plus years. So my flame's a little bit cold right now, so I'm having a hard time getting the tank hot enough. I just want to put a bit of a spot weld on first. And then you want me to do this side, Phil?
Yeah, let me bring that up a hair.
Oh, I want to start on the tank first, get the tank hot, because the patch, or it's still the original part of the tank. It was just cut out to get the dents out. But I just want to get the tank welded first, and then I can move it over to the patch. Just like so. And I don't know if you can see in the video the aluminum starting to melt.
I don't think they'll see it.
Are you using the glasses to shield it?
Yeah, but it's the hot spot.
Right.
Here, watch it. These are number 3.
Okay, which side are we doing, Phil?
Anywhere you like. It's all good.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this one here. And the aluminum just kind of gets a shine, bubbles a little bit, and you can just kind of see it starting to kind of just fall away a little bit. We're not using those aluminum welds or anything like that. We're just using aluminum welding rods, aluminum filling rods. So the rods themselves are made out of aluminum, and flux and heat. You can see it kind of starting to melt there. Okay, I think we're low here, Phil. I think we went low again. Now I'm getting a little too hot, so I just move the flame away a little bit.
Now we can pull the brace.
Yep, Phil can pull the brace off. Or the metal tab that's holding it in place so we get our weld started.
The jig.
You're good. Need instructions to operate a pair of pliers?
I definitely think the number 3 glasses are better than the number 5. I don't know if the camera shows that or not.
Well, that's...
Yeah.
Well, buddy flux.
Yeah, I looked through both of them. I think
Yeah, well, for doing aluminum, they say use number 3s instead of number 5.
Yeah, these are a bit. Well, you can still see it though.
I think on the camera it looks a little too bright, but
Once you get it melted, you just work it along. And the benefit of using acetylene for like an outboard motor project like this is it's called a soft weld. So it can still be, you know, hammered and shaped and without cracking.
Whereas TIG,
Yeah,
is very brittle.
Yeah, TIG is very hard and it gets very brittle. Okay, Brian, I gotta do this one here. You want to make sure, of course, that all of the gasoline and gasoline fumes are gone before you want to put acetylene torch to the tank.
Hmm?
There you go. Now we still got to do the tips of the tank right here on both sides, so we're going to add fill to that. And I think we have a pinhole we have to do. We still have to repair. Yep, right here on this top of the tank.
Want that
Need
next?
more, yep, we can do that. And need to brush that. God, reading that flux sheet is just terrible.
Just acid.
This looks like more like a dent than a hole.
It's not a dent. It's just the metal got cut right out. If it was a dent, I could have brought it up. Beautiful.
And now we'll do the tips. Now we've had these tanks open, completely open, and they look like they're spun. There's tool marks in them from looking like they're spun. Okay, the aluminum's starting to melt. Take away some heat, let it cool.
Good. That's good. That's good.
And this one here is not too bad. This is just going to take a quick touch with the torch. Got a little low spot on this other edge here. Do you want that touched in too, Phil?
I'll have to see it when you... Unless you think you got, just do it. What do you got?
Yep, just hold it down.
Oh yeah, I see. That's pretty teeny.
Can I make it worse?
No, that's good.
Okay. Okay, so there's the weld. And we'll grind it back down. Take a picture. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, and there's our completed weld. We got that welded in and ground back down.
This particular
we got this side welded in and ground back down. The hood, we've got the two tips done. This particular tank, the hood on the tank was bad, so we had to weld that in place. Didn't record that part. But this tank is now ready. It's straight, it's dent free, it's ready for more sanding and polishing.